All right, we're going to be starting with 4A, 4B, which is causation and association. Causation and association. Let's do cause and effect. That's probably the most important part. So when you have a positive line, it's always going up. So you have the option of positive, strong, and positive, weak. Okay? Those are two things. Positive strong means all the points are going to be very close to the line. Very, very close. Now, positive weak is going to mean all the points are very far from the line, kind of a little bit of everywhere. Okay? Now, same thing goes for negative. So we can have a negative, strong, and negative, weak. Okay, same thing. Strong means all the points are going to be very close to the line. Weak means the points are going to be kind of far, but still kind of in the area of being negative. Okay, and no correlation means there can, like, if we put a line here, it doesn't really do anything. All the points you can put it a line anyway, so no correlation. Let's go and take a look at our first example. It says 6 data points are given in the table. What does the correlation coefficient for the data indicate about the strength of the linear association between X and Y? So I need to put this table into Desmos. So I go to Desmos, I press table plus, and I'm going to insert those numbers. -4, -2, let's going to make this a little bit bigger. -2, 0, 4, 7, 9. Now I have 5, 3, 6, -1, -4, and -2. Now I want to press this magnifying glass just so I get in a good habit. Now it gives me something, okay? Now I need to type in the y1 squiggly mx1 plus b. For correlation, you're always going to have the y1 squiggly. Now this line, if we go from left to right, it is a negative. It's going down. So I know my answer needs negative, okay? So when I look for my answer, I know I'm looking for negative. A has positive, B has positive, C has negative, D has negative. So I know A and B are out. So then when I look, I see all these points are kind of close to my line. Kind of close, okay? So if they're close, it's going to be strong. So we have a strong correlation. So now let's look at the second question. It says, the scatter plot shows the number of shows Matthew attends at the amusement park during several different visits. Based on the information in the graph, which statement represents a valid conclusion? So when we look at this question, we need to look at our table or our graph. Our title is going to be shows at the amusement park. Okay. Then we have hours and shows attended. So if I kind of look at this, I don't see very much of a correlation because if we draw, it doesn't really match. But let's go ahead and read A. The more time Matthew spends at the amusement park, the more shows he attends. So if we look at this, if he spends 9 hours at the amusement park, he attends 0 shows. So this one wouldn't be good because that doesn't make sense. If he spends 9 hours, he should be attending 9 shows, something like that, okay? So B says, the more time Matthew spends at the amusement park, the fewer shows he attends. So here, this is 8. He spent 8 hours at the amusement park and he attended 6 shows. That should be a lower number. It should be like down here. This one doesn't make sense. C, the amount of time Matthew spends at the amusement park is not associated with the number of shows. Here, this kind of makes sense because there is no, like, correlation. If he spent a lot of, the points don't really make a line. They make kind of like a blob, they don't make a line. So, C, maybe. D, there is insufficient data to determine if the time spent at the amusement park caused Matthew to attend more shows. This doesn't really tell us anything. Remember, we're only picking positive, negative, or no correlation, okay? So here it's not associated because there's no line here. We can't make a line. So C would be my answer. Let's go ahead and move on to the next question. These are probably the kind of most confusing questions because you have to think of what is a cause and effect. Which situation best represents causation? So when I think of causation, I think cause and effect. Okay. So when the number of students that own cell phones increases, the number of students that own cars increase. So if you own a cell phone, they're saying that you're gonna own a car. That is not true. I know a lot of students who own cell phones but don't own cars. So one doesn't affect the other. They don't go hand in hand. B, when ice cream sales increase, the number of reported shark attacks increase. So when more people buy ice cream, the more people get attacked by sharks. We know that's not to be true because who's to say that they're buying ice cream at the beach? Nobody knows. When the number of times spent on treadmill increases, the number of calories burned. So if you're working out a lot, if you're working out on the treadmill, you're burning calories. I know that is a cause and effect. Those go together. So maybe C is my answer. D, when the number of pets people own increases, the life expectancy of those people increases. We don't know that this is connected. Like, who's to say that owning a cat will make you live to 90? Nobody. So C would be my best answer. Now let's go look at the last one. Which situation best represents causation? Causation, and remember, cause and effect. So let's read A. As the number of injured players on the sports team increases, the number of fans attending the team games increase. So if you have a ton of injured players, are more people going to show up? No, this should probably be decrease, okay? B, as more swimsuits are sold by a department store, more sailboats are rented at the marine. That could be maybe we'll see, but we don't really know if they're associated. As more people carry their umbrella to work, more people dress in heavier clothing. So, not really. More people who carry an umbrella might be having jackets maybe, but not heavier clothing. When the total number of family members increases, the amount of money that the family spends on food increases. If you have more people in your family, when you go out to eat, you have to spend more. This one is definitely a cause and effect. So I know now B is wrong. Go ahead and start your independent practice. If you have any questions, let me know. Make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day.